These are our Section 8 notes in the Shadows unit. So in this unit, or in this section, we are covering vertical angles and linear pairs. So as we saw in linear pairs part 1, we saw that vertical angles are two angles that are opposite from each other when two lines intersect. Another definition might be that it's two angles that are across from each other when two lines intersect. Either way, vertical angles are always congruent. So in this picture here, we have two lines intersecting. The pairs that are across from each other would be 1 and 3, and 2 and 4. I always remember that opposite V's are called vertical angles. You might see opposite V's here between the 1 and the 3 and the 2 and the 4. The next angle pairs in this section are linear pairs. Linear pairs are two angles that are side by side when two lines intersect. Linear pairs are always supplementary, which means that their total is 180 degrees. So in this picture here we have, again, two lines intersecting. In this image there's 4 linear pairs, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 1. So in these next examples, we want to first identify the angle pair name, state the relationship, and then solve for x. So looking here at this image, we have two intersecting lines, two angles that are side by side, so these are a linear pair. Their relationship is supplementary. Once you know the relationship, you can set up an equation. Linear pairs you would add together and set equal to 180 degrees. So x plus 37 must equal 180. So just a simple one-step equation to solve, we would subtract 37 from both sides, and x would equal 143 degrees. On example 2, this again is a linear pair because it's two angles side by side, which means it's supplementary. So again, we want to add both cut chunks together and set them equal to 180 degrees. Once you have your equations set up, our first step here is to combine like terms. So we have 120 and a negative 30, which would combine to be a positive 90. So again, 120 and negative 30 make 90. Bring down our 6x, and this is still equal to 180. So now it's a two-step equation to solve. We could subtract 90 degrees from both sides, and so then 6x would equal 90, and divide by 6. So our answer here is 15. On example 3, here is an example of two angles that are opposite from each other or across from each other being vertical, and so their relationship is congruent. So we're going to set, in this instance, then we're going to set both chunks equal to each other to solve. And we have 5x plus 23 equals 8x minus 4. I chose to subtract 5x from both sides first, and then add 4 to both sides. So we have 27 equals 3x, and then we could divide both sides by 3. X would equal 9. What I'd like you to do here is to hit pause and attempt examples 4, 5, and 6. And when you are done, hit play and see how you did. All right, so on example 4, we ended up having vertical angles that were congruent, And this one was very straightforward. There was no solving to do. We were just going to say x equals 42. Sometimes it's that simple. On example 5, these were again also vertical, and so we'd have 2x plus 24 equals 74. And then just 2 steps to solve. Subtract 24 from both sides, divide by 2, and x equals 25. And on example 6, we have a linear pair that are supplementary. So again, we have to add both chunks together and set it equal to 180. So we have 5x plus 10 plus 50. Combine like terms, 10 and 50 make 60. Subtract 60 from both sides. Divide both sides by 5. And our final answer here is 24. This concludes Section 8 notes.